Welcome back. Well, that's assuming you watched the last episode, but if you haven't, perhaps you can catch up with that. So we've just departed from Bagaladi and heading now to Amendolea. I think track distance is something like 12 kilometers, maybe 5 hours. We started early. We started just after 6:30 again in the morning. It's after dawn, but the sun is still low, and hopefully we'll gain quite a substantial amount of height before it gets too hot. Hopefully. This is a bit of a hard start in the morning. Dear oh dear. We're climbing up the other side of the little valley. The valley that's got the dry, scree, rubbly layer in the bottom. Winter runoff kind of river. Marked with the blue line on the map though. But this is hard work. Olive trees all around. And apparently Bagaladi is an ancient word for like being an oil town. Not crude oil, but olive oil. So it is a real centre for the production of olive oil. Well, these olive trees on the left here have like nets that are all scrunched up at the moment, but kind of getting a figure in that at olive collection time they unfurl all these nets and they act as like catching baskets. Perhaps they shake the trees, I don't know. More research needed. It's very impressive though, very labour intensive. That's a good view of Bagaladi, and that amazing kind of scree riverbed that I can imagine perhaps, you know, winter time being a torrential flood relief kind of whoosh, but most of the time, most of the year, it's just a scrabbly old place to walk across. There's a couple of bridges, so there's a bridge there which we didn't use, and there's a bridge that we saw yesterday further down. Wow. We're in the shade. We've had an hour of stomping up, fairly well non-stop up this this kind of track, various bits, but mostly easy track like this. Bit boring, but we've gained height very, very easily. Well, apart from the effort of going up. Better catch up with Kit, who's patiently waiting for me. Oh, wow. So up to this little town, we now have a fantastic view looking this way. Whoosh, all the way down to the valley. And there's another one of those scree kind of flat floodplain. We're looking down this side. That's where we were yesterday and the day before. Pentatilo was our starting point of our trek. We followed pretty well most of the skyline there, and then down, and then round the other side of this lump we've curved around. Awesome views. Fortunately we're in the shade. Been a trudge. It's been hard work actually. We've had about an hour and a half of fairly steep ongoing ascent, but we're in a lovely little place called San Lorenzo now, and we're looking for a coffee shop just to have a bit of a second breakfast really. Might be lucky. And this is the San Lorenzo massive elm tree. It's been here centuries apparently. Forms the epicenter, the middle of this little village. We haven't found a coffee shop though, not yet. So that was San Lorenzo. Sleepy little village. Not sure what goes on as a highlight up there, but it was good. We had a coffee. Well, I had a coffee. Kit had a, what did he have?
Granito.
A granito. Granita.
Yeah.
So, big wide valley on the right. And we're scooping downhill now. Makes a change. The sun is just peeking up, so it's going to warm up, I think, from now on.
That for several kilometres, this is on the road.
Just stopped in the shade for a map swap and a bit more water. And just a review of where we are. And San Lorenzo is just hiding itself now around the side of the piece of land here. We'll probably lose sight of that as we walk on. I'm leaning over rather a lot, leaning on my rucksack. The road is steep here. We've got quite a lot more road walking to do today, but it's easy. You don't have to watch your feet. You just have to step out, plod on. Makes it easier in the heat.
Right, so we started this morning's trek at Bagaladi and crossed the gravelly riverbed before climbing through the olive trees up to San Lorenzo, where we just had a coffee. And now you can probably see the path actually follows this metalled road, the yellow bit just down to here, where maybe we could cut across there, I'm not sure, but the path itself goes round, gets to another big gravelly stream bed here before finally we get to our target for today, which is Amendolea, just past a huge gravelly band here.
Let's lurch on, he says, up there. We've done about a third, I think, of today's trek, so that's not too bad. But it is time. We've stopped twice now for quite some time, so we had better make tracks.
I only said lurch because I've been watching Warren.
Lurch.
Yeah, that's a proper road.
Yeah.
Red and white.
Well, that was San Pantanioli. A nice little old, really old little village. Some of the flats were looking really well kept, used and well cared for, but so many poor derelict old buildings. Muddlesome mix. We've got a bit more to trek still, about halfway today I think. My goodness, there's some big damn boulders there. So how did those boulders actually get there? As Kit's just said, it's not glacial here, is it? So it's not kind of boulders that have been pushed off by glaciers, but they're massive lumps of rock, all standing on their own. Don't know. But it's too hot to ponder for too long. Large rocky lumps are great for the red and white markers. More prickly pear country. Lots of them again around here. Prickly pears, and that particular plant had outshoots from each kind of pear, flat pear thing. We got some cracking views coming up as well. The big wide valley with the dry riverbed. Anyway, massive. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's our sign. That was a very handy, useful sign. The finger post just back there. We might have missed this little offshoot. It's a much smaller path, kind of trekking on down this way, much smaller path. We are following GPX line on my GPS device, as well as on my phones. We've got all bases covered. Kit's got a map, I've got a map, compass, we got the lot. But it's a case of spotting the junctions and as you go, and not careering off and then thinking, oh, I missed the turning. But now I'm overlooking an absolutely amazing panoramic view. This is absolutely stunning. Harsh and rugged. I can't imagine water going down there, but wintertime, I guess it must. There's enough evidence of dry riverbed, so our destination, which is a little way ahead, we've got to circulate around a little bit, Amendolea, is just in the distance there, and I think we can see our exit route tomorrow, either up the grey or the shortcut up steep tomorrow. Well, I can't actually work out the way down from here. There are little paths, but they're difficult to work out. But by the time we've got down, we're going to track along the gravel, the riverbed, and then cross or use the bridge that's just in front of us there as well. And then on to Amendolea. Got a bit to do still. Oh, scratchy leg time. I could roll my trouser legs down. It's funny old day really. This morning was mostly slogging along, roads really, tarmac roads. And now this afternoon we're on this really, it's clear, it's kind of defined, but scrubby track on this side of the valley. Variety, we like a bit of variety. Well, purist walkers would say rely on a paper map, go with a map, compass, points of reference and all that. Absolutely, I'm with that. Carry a paper map. I've got a compass. In fact, I think I've got 2 compasses. But when you're following a path and you check every, whenever you get like a particular point that you can cross-reference again, when you're crashing on and you think, oh, the path is getting smaller and smaller, and then suddenly you're faced with a path that doesn't go anywhere because the path has been washed away, you think, oh shit. So, okay. So we retraced a little bit, picked up this path, which is going clearly down to the valley bottom, and it's an easier path than we were following. But it wasn't the original path, so we won't see any red and whites here, or any of the other signs. But it's a good solid path all the way down, and I can see a bridge in front, so it's a damn good route. Variety, but it just shows how important it is to keep a track. Oh, that's the wrong word, isn't it? Keep being mindful of where you are actually on the map. So yeah, we can see the big valley in front just there, and we're going to follow it round and pick up the lower path. All is good. It's interesting to note that, not that it would have made a difference predicting the fact that the path just stopped at a washed away bit of path, But it's interesting to kind of relate to the quality of map that we're used to using in the UK. The good old OS maps, the 1 to 25s particularly. Map that Kit's got is a 1 to 30, and it's okay. Got good lineage, I suppose, but the extra detail is missing, and the different scale, it's not as good. Right, so we are following this side path, got a wide track along the side of this big riverbed open area, and we're down. It's easy from now on. However, Kit and I have been sort of debating as to why we ended up not quite following the GPX track on my GPS device, and I think it's actually quite straightforward. We made no mistakes at all. The reality is that GPX track that I've been following may be years old, and terrain changes. You know, boulders move, paths shift, and when we faced that kind of just disappearing path in front of us, it was clear that actually, well, we needed to go another way. So we found what we felt as was an alternative, but Kit and I were just debating that actually we're probably on what has now become the official route. So all is good. So were we lost? No, we weren't. That makes sense, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
We've stomped and stomped. I think we're keen to get that beer. This is the little bridge, or not so little bridge, the road bridge that we plan to use to cut across this kind of wide water screen. Oh, look, there's a little sitting area. I think we might just sit and have a bit of water. How about that?
Right. So we followed this, and this is where Warren was saying we slightly lost the official line for whatever reason. But we're on it again at this bridge here, and then we'll follow the path over that stony section again, across another, there's a neck here with a hill on it, across another little stony section, and then
the big reveal.
Amendolea! Oh, yeah. That's it, we're there.
Oh. Not looking my best. It's 12:30, so we've been tracking a couple of breaks along the way for about 6 hours. We're there, almost there. We've got about 3/4 of a kilometre to go. Not far, just along the road here, really, side of this big, wide, open, dry valley. It's hot. It's lovely. It is lovely. Time for the other half of our lunch. Bit of a sandwich. What an amazing view. It's just a completely broad, dry riverbed that I can imagine in the winter time is just torrential flood. They've got these big concrete sides. They wouldn't have put those in if the river didn't need managing. And this massive bridge. Wow. Not during July though, obviously. Amendolea is about a kilometre down the side of this dry riverbed and up and over a little brow, and then we'll see it again. So, kilometre, well, we're not going quick. It'll take us half an hour at least, I would think. Whatever. thank you for sticking with me during this trek today. Now, I won't know if you're a subscriber, a regular visitor to my channel, or whether you found this particular video and this content through a particular search because you're planning a trip like this yourself. Either way, drop a comment. Be nice to hear from you and see what your thoughts are of today's trek. Oh dear, the last 10 minutes of our trek has become the most difficult bit to navigate.
We've had a great day out on the trail today. With the early start this morning, we managed to avoid some of the afternoon heat, and it's got very hot this afternoon. That path issue this afternoon made that section tricky, but we coped okay. And now the team at the hostel here have provided us with a lovely meal. So, as the light fades this evening, from Kit and I here at Amendolea, thanks for watching and bye for now.